goes. But what's going on with the King of the Dot Championship?
What happened with me, bro, is I and I'm gonna be as candid as possible.
Okay, thank you.
So the chilla, the when I first got, actually it was Bishop who was the first to really pitch to me like, yo, you should really make a run at this chain thing. And at the time, I think Bishop was like really in the inner workings. And again, I don't know how far he went or I went. And it was like, we're going to be trying to do this and X and Y and Z. So I think I win the chain and then COVID hits, which
Right.
obviously is by no fault of King of the Dot. But you have COVID and then you have my opportunities to do things outside of King of the Dot are very limited.
Mm,
And Canada was like twice as strict as the US with COVID. So I felt like I'm like, I feel like I'm missing little opportunities there, little opportunities here. And uh my third and fourth title defenses were against Sharon and Sane. And
yep.
I remember thinking against Sharon, I remember it came back to the fan vote, and I'm like, man, I really thought I won that a
I
little bit
thought
more
you
clear
cleared
than
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clear,
And I'm
clear.
like,
Me
and
too.
again, it is what it is. And I did not some of the judging and judging systems and whatever. I wasn't crazy about. But then when the Saint battle happened and it was 4-3 again, I'm like, I see some writing on the
Again, bro,
wall
you
here,
clear.
man.
He had like euphoria bars in 3 different rounds. Like,
Well,
I
and
mean,
again, I think I'm and this is in no way to shit, but I remember thinking this is clear. Like this should come back. Maybe he gets a judge. Whatever. They were like 3-3, come down to the. I'm like, ah man. I'm so in my head. I'm like the next person I take, if they get through a clean performance, they're gonna win just cause. And they don't even have and again, I'm not trying to make this bad about King, but I'm like they don't have a
the
clear
contender. Yeah,
contender right now. So
after
if you
Sharon
look
and
at
Saint.
it, Ward was bouncing around doing his other things, right? Mad Flex was definitely disgruntled, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? With some of the judging and some of the situations and how well his tournament went and all that, and for the way he went out. So he wasn't, and he made it public. I'm not making a run. So there wasn't anybody that, and I'm like, so whoever I'm gonna have to wait for somebody to be brought up. And if you look at WWE, like, a lot of people compare it to like wrestling, but let's compare for a second. Like Roman Reigns is long. He can wait for Cody Rhodes to build momentum and do 2-on-2s and brag about the belt, come on every week and get paid. And for me, I'm like, bro, I have to wait for a whole battler to be like manufactured. And when I'm like, I would like to try. I've done 4. I'm like, I've tied Pat. I'm like, I don't. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Which
that
is
because I was
crazy.
like, how many title defenses you had? It has to be up there with Pat, right? You're like the
Yeah,
only
we
two.
we
That's
tied.
crazy.
Yeah, we tied for the most, and I'm like at this point, it would be cool to see you guys start a tournament or bring or do something. I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but I'm like, and they was very cool about it. You know what I'm saying? And it was so I was like, look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys decide what you want to do with it, and surrender it basically.
Mm,
Um,
I don't
yeah,
blame you.
yeah, I mean, and it because and after that, like I went on to do. And here's the wild thing, like I think after that. King of the Dot, they threw the pad event and everything, and everyone seemed to be cool again, right? For the most part. But when I had the title, like it wasn't okay for me to go battle on URL. It wasn't
Right.
okay. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Which
don't
I
like
get.
it. But
I
I feel like
get.
it's just cross promotion to see your champ go somewhere
I
else
thought
and beat those. Like I never
Yeah.
I
understood
thought
that.
so too, but I guess I know like they weren't excited about like I remember I battled XL on iBattle.
Mm-hmm.
And we had
Yep.
a good battle, like a super dope battle. Like
It
XL
was
was and
great back.
afterwards, I think XL just fucking around. Like he was like, "Oh, I beat King of the Dot champ." He's like running with it, whatever. And Organic was kind of pissed about it. Like, "Yo, man, this is why I don't like when the champ battles. Like, da da da. Like he's running around." So I'm
Ah,
like,
come
I
on.
right, but I'm like, I'm like, bro, all right. So I mean, I get it. There's some brand protection and some change. I get it. I get it. You know, and so, but
It's
yeah,
not
then
like
right
it was
after that,
URL.
I always thought what you thought. I thought, especially when King of the Dot was down for COVID, I said,
Right.
if I
That's
took
when
the
they should.
belt to their league proudly, like, you know, but now obviously they don't want me on their league screaming King of the Dot till I fucking the wheels come off or some shit. But
Right, but you could
I
at least
felt,
bring the belt and show that,
Yeah,
and
I
right.
felt the
you know,
same
It'd be
way.
like
But
the ECW champ showing up Monday Night Raw with the belt around his
yeah,
head. Like, come on, man.
especially since you can't battle on King of the Dot at that time.
I felt the same way, man. But again, it ultimately, you know, it just came to a point after the same battle when I was like, man, I was like, I don't, you know, the judging, I'm trusting less and less, and even like, bro, like, so I battled, uh, and to be fair, you know, he called and apologized and everything about this, but I battled Chilla the first time, not Chilla. Chilla's the fucking truth. That man can do no wrong. But I battled Chilla,
Yeah.
and I remember Organic was scratching his head like, well, how are we going to come up with another opponent? And I said, well, how about, since it seems to be a lot of split bow, I thought Chilla we could be like, yo, we're gonna run it back. Is that, you know, and I'll play the role of, okay, like we'll run it back again. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I really respected that shit. Like, oh yeah, you think it wasn't close enough? Let's
Yeah,
do it again.
let's do it again,
Fuck
right?
yeah.
And then I said, we'll call it the trilogy, right? He's like, oh, this is dope.
Right.
So he's like, look, we'll get, and this was my idea too. Like, yo, we'll have the trailer. You get some motherfuckers from wherever, like that I know or whatever. They're like, yo, fucking real deal. Why is he battling him again? He already fucking got him up out of here. You have that a couple, then you get Chilla, a couple people from wherever, Boston, like, yo, he got real deal. He was robbed the first time. Like, this is bullshit. He even got and then boom, it all comes down to this. Well, one day they put this trailer out. They had nobody for me. They just
Yeah.
had four people. One was like a former Celtic. It was
Was it?
like,
Okay.
Was that the one Method Man was like talking about? Oh, they only
yeah, it
voted
was
because he's
like
white or something. It was like, what?
Method
That's not even
Man, Nikki
true, right?
Fax, a former
Oh,
Celtic. And then it was like, so it comes down. I'm like, this is exactly not at all what I would. This makes it look like I'm obligated to run it. Like this, what the fuck is
yeah. It
this?
makes it look like even you acknowledge you got that he
Yeah,
got robbed, and
bro.
you,
I've
yeah, that's
never
dirty,
seen
bro.
such a
Dirty.
fumble, bro. So Gannon hits me up. He's like, bro, I'm so sorry. Like, they put it out. I didn't, da da da, whatever. And I was like, bro, like, this is terrible. Like, and then I'm like, might as well leave it up. And then they took it down. And I'm like,
That's
fuck.
almost even worse if you put it
That's
up
what I'm
and then
saying.
take
Now
it
it
there.
sounds
Yeah,
like like, bro, I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, it's like I'm giving you, you know, this whole square pegs and round hole shit, bro. What are we fucking doing? Like, so yeah, I mean, but again, I that was a good battle out in Cali, and but yeah, ultimately that's what it is. I did the battle up there with Loso. That was awesome. Definitely would love to get back on. You know, those are still my brothers up there, man, my people. And yeah, man, who knows, man? I'm excited to see what they do with it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I still got the belts for promotional purposes and shit. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Yes.
Something for the man cave.
Hell yeah. There you go. There you go. You got to keep that shit.
So,
Facts,
but
man.
were you getting like smack calls during that time? You had to like they're
Yeah.
not letting you go over there because I'm sure people wonder like, yo, when's he gonna be back on Smack? And it was basically because you were champ of KOTD, they were like not trying to have that. Like, were you getting calls to be on Smack?
So I gotten hit up a couple times. It wasn't like it, you know, it wasn't nothing crazy. I remember I definitely reached out when I definitely reached out to Organic. I can't remember the battle or whatever. He was like, yeah, you know, and I understood that uh there was some ideas at the time. I just because Matt, you're the guy, I am gonna tell you this because I can't stay too much longer, but I am gonna give you this fucking
I
nugget.
appreciate you. I appreciate it. Nice. Thank you,
I'm not
brother.
going to tell
Thank
you who said it, and I'm not going to tell you how it came to me. but there
Okay.
certainly was at one time somebody had said to somebody that went down the chain that passed the bug in my ear that if I were to bring the King of the Dot title on URL and do like an NWO spray paint with URL, like that there were the motherfuckers was like someone said that they would throw you some bread for that. Now I don't know.
Wow.
So now, of
Damn.
course I couldn't do it, right?
No, of course not. Of
But
course.
can you imagine, right?
Oh, the mayhem. Yeah,
My guy, like if I just showed up and did with the fucking like almost how the Jimi Hendrix fucking music hitting and did the
right,
fucking, which my first thing is like I would never do it, fucking PH and Bender on this belt. Like
right.
but
Disrespect.
it was hilarious because they, how people equate battle rap to wrestling. And so again,
Right.
Yeah, it'd be like when
it
Bret Hart throwing the title in the trash.
right.
Yeah.
So it definitely went down a couple people the chain, and then somebody was like, "Hey, man, there's an idea bubbling that if you were to do something like that," I'm like, wow, I'm like, nah, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, those are like
That's
fucking.
crazy.
And thank God I know. I mean, again, from all I heard, this is somebody fucking could have came up with this idea in their basement and told so and so that got it to a credible source that got it to another, whatever.
True.
But it would have fucked me over in the long run because they're cool now. They're all cool, right? And I'm sure at this point we're gonna be like, nah, that dude not cool. But like,
And you would have regretted it,
yeah,
like, just because,
and right, it isn't who I am. But I won't lie to you. As a diehard, lifelong wrestler, if I want to say lifelong,
right.
I've taken some vacations. The
Yeah.
plot twist
Yeah,
would have
the
been
heel, the heel turn. Like, yeah,
the
Yeah.
heel turn
that would have been fucking wild.
Yeah,
You would have
facts.
had
would have
everybody
been
talking, right?
pretty fucking would have been pretty fun. Like I would have instantly gone from this guy, Matt talks about like, oh, and I'd like to I appreciate that. Oh, Deal will have a beer with you. He's real cool. Like, what a fucking dickhead. Like
Right.
that would have
Right.
been, yeah, right.
That
The
would
only
have been
thing
so unexpected, right? That's crazy.
like, cause I remember watching when